Hello to Mr. Wool's students. My name is Mrs. Kinney and I'm going to just give you a quick tutorial about how to create a folder in your Google Drive and share it with Mr. Wool. Mr. Wool would like you to turn in assignments through a shared Google folder, and so it's important that you follow these steps today to create a folder and get it shared with him so that you can turn in your work. So on your iPad, you just want to visit your Google Drive, which is right here. It looks like a little triangle with yellow, blue, and green. So click on that. And then in the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see a plus sign. When you click on that, you want to press folder. He would like you to name your folder by the period that you have him, and then your last name and your first name. So if I was making one right now, I would call it 1 Kinney Rebecca. So go ahead and do that. The period that you have him, your last name, and then your first name, and then you're going to press create. Once you have that folder, okay, I got to my folders by clicking in the bottom right hand corner on the button that looks like a folder. It says files, and I can see it's the first one. Yours is probably the first one or close to it because it starts with a number. Mine was number 1. If you have other folders with numbers, you'll have to find it, but you want to find that folder you just made, okay? And then in that folder, once you click on it, if you go to the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner, the first button says share. You're going to press that, and then you're going to type in his email address, which is Lou, L-O-U, .wool, W-O-O-L, at d214.org. And then you're going to press enter. Once it looks like that with the little L in the green circle, you know that is his email address and that you typed it in right. If when you press the enter, it doesn't give you that little green circle, you probably typed it in wrong. Sometimes students miss the D and they just put at 214. So check again, Lou, L-O-U, .wool at d214.org. And then you're going to press that button that looks like an airplane in the upper right-hand corner. And then on the very bottom of the screen, you can see Lou Wool has been added to 1 Kinney Rebecca. All right, so I have my shared Google folder, but how do I actually turn in work to it? So I can see my Google folder, 1 Kinney Rebecca. It's the first one because it's a number and it's number 1. Hopefully yours will be somewhere towards the top 2 because you started it with a number. So when you click on that, you can see it's empty. If I'm just going to create a blank document and type out notes or responses to questions, I can just go to the plus side. Inside that folder, if I go to the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner and I start a new Google Doc, I'm just going to create a test file for right now. And that file is now in that folder so that Mr. Wool can access it and grade it. Okay? But let's say I am not starting a file from scratch. Let's say I'm on the law website or the U.S. history website or whatever website Mr. Wool is teaching this year. Let's say I'm on the law website and I want to download a file that he has uploaded here and write notes for that. So let's say I want these jury trial notes doc. I'm first going to press download for that file, and then I'm going to press download. And then this little arrow with the little down arrow with the circle around it right next to my address bar, if I click on that, it's going to show all the files I've downloaded. So when I click on jury notes, this is a Word doc, so I can't edit that on my iPad. So I need to go to that share button, and I'm going to press copy to docs. That's going to create a Google Doc so that I can edit it on my iPad. So here it is. Now it's a Google Doc that I can actually type in, and I can type my responses so Mr. Wool can see. All right, but that's not yet in my folder. So when I go back to my docs, I need to click those 3 little dots and then press move to, and then I can find my folder. I press it and I press move here. Then it says this item will be visible to everyone who can see One Kenny Rebecca. Perfect, that's Mr. Wool. I want it to be visible to him, so I press move. And so that is how you can put files in that folder. You can either create right in there, or if you want to download from his site, that's how you can actually get it into the folder. You need to make a copy in Google Docs, and then you need to move that Google Doc to that folder.